What do you think's gonna happen for the CHIPS Act? Man, I really hope it doesn't get gutted. If you guys don't know, the CHIPS Act is a 50 billion plus package passed by Joe Biden that is designed to use government money to help build chip production in America, basically in Arizona, to be honest, to get foundries in America that can make high-tech chips for the future. Because right now, we get them all from Taiwan. Taiwan is so incredibly important. There's two problems with it, though. The first problem is that Intel sucks hard. We give them money and they can't do anything with it. They're not even close to being good enough to being able to make competitive high-end chips. So we really have to adapt to that. However, some of the CHIPS Act money goes to TSMC, the big Taiwan company, to build the chips in America. And they're doing that in Arizona and it's working. There's already been benefits of the CHIPS Act. And the reason is, in a future where tensions between China and America continue to rise, and where China keeps stating out loud as many times as they can, we will eventually take Taiwan, it is like sleepwalking off a cliff to not plan for the future. You have to plan for the future and have a chip industry that you can get outside of Taiwan. Now, hopefully it doesn't happen. I am a big supporter. I mean, I shouldn't say this right before I go to China, but I'm a supporter of Taiwan's independence and democracy. I think Taiwan has a high quality of life, high per capita income. They've built a country. I believe they should be independent. However, we have to be realistic that there's a world where they might not be. The CHIPS Act is important. It's just important. It's an important thing to do. There are decades behind us in technology. I want people that say this to know that everyone who's ever said this about other countries has almost always been wrong. Decades is always wrong. It's usually a few years. Once the incentives align, once the money is there and the incentives align, this has always been wrong. Technological projects is exponential. It's exponential, and barriers to keep secrets in are very porous. Things filter out. Even right now, and people said that China would never be able to make chips, and the way they're going after it is crazy. They're catching up so fast. They're still behind Taiwan, don't get me wrong, but they're catching up so fast, and they're doing insane things. Like, dude, what did I just see? TSMC engineers, I had this in my notes, but yeah, here it is. Here it is, dude. This is 23 hours ago. I was reading this last night. Huawei is offering 3x salaries to TSMC engineers. They're going around to people that work in Taiwan and they're offering to triple their salary, and they're just tossing money at it, and they're going to get the secrets, bro. Whether through theft, whether through paying more, whether through, and then once they can make it, then it's gonna be a game changer. I wish I was dismissive. I think, yeah, being dismissive of Chinese tech has been a losing play. I'll just say that. It's been a play that has been repeatedly proven wrong. What is this Mike Johnson clip? What is this?
Two quick questions, if I may. The former president has said that he doesn't support the CHIPS and Science Act. You voted against it. If you have a Republican majority in Congress and Trump in the White House, will you guys try to repeal that law?
I expect that we probably will, but we haven't developed that part of the agenda yet. We got to get over the election first, and that's why we're so happy to be in New York's 22nd. Brandon Williams is one of the most important races in the country.
He just launched into the
And then for the congressman, would you vote to repeal or keep the CHIPS Act if that vote came?
No, obviously the CHIPS Act is hugely impactful here.
He supports it, but he'll make it work. It's funny. Look, we're in the euphoria stage, right? You know, for people that supported Trump. It's the euphoria stage where everyone's good and everyone's friends. I promise you, flash forward a year, people that voted for Trump are going to hate this guy. Smug assholes like this, dude. All these people that are gaining power, they're going to realize they hate him. They suck. There's going to be infighting there too. That's just how it goes. A car war with China. What will happen with the European market? Germany's going into a recession. I mean, Germany's in a recession, actually. They're the one you don't have to say going into. They're in a recession right now, and it's bad. What's funny is what the German car companies are doing is they're trying to build in China because they can't make it cheaply in Germany because of the high energy costs. So it's like a VW plant in China. But the problem is, so here, example, VW just set up a Chinese plant, but then they realized they can't import their own cars back to Germany without being hit by the very tariffs they just they got hit with. I'm sorry if we were talking about this. Have you seen that the German government is going in flames right now and no confidence vote in January if he passes in March votes? Yeah, I have seen this and I am going to talk about it, but it's you know, the same larger theme, right? But Germany particularly bad. Again, when people start feeling poorer or that things are getting worse economically, there is nothing else that matters, bro. And it's happening in Germany and they are getting furious. And it really sucks that a party like the AfD is going to be the one that benefits. But whoever's not in power is going to get a massive swing, and it's going to be the AfD. Definitely, I like that Germany always times their economic recessions to when we're about to have global war-like tensions. I'm glad that Germany has timed their biggest economic crisis in 30 years to when there's rising tensions globally, but Germany lives for this shit, dude. Let's see what this question is. Lords, I'll take your serious question and I'll try to understand it. Damn! Just had to go through the whole password reset to ask this. I feel the only way tariffs will is if there's American companies are in place to create and produce similar products to undercut the products that have had a massive increase in price due to the tariff supporting the people with the money to do this. I'm not a hundo P what you're saying. I believe what you're trying to say is that for goods that America can produce, a tariff on foreign goods will lead to Americans making more of it, which it certainly won't reduce the price, but it could lead to more jobs in America. Here's the thing about tariffs, right? People think of the first order effect of tariffs and go, POG. It's like, let's say you got an American company making tractors, and then a Chinese company is making cheaper tractors and selling them in America. And you go, they're going to lose their jobs. And we put a big tariff on Chinese tractors, and then American can sell their tractors. Okay, great. We win. It's good. But there's the other party. There's other countries, right? And then there's a second effect where they go, well, what the fuck? Now we can't sell our shit there? That's not fair. And then they put tariff on your thing, okay? Europe's going through this right now, all right? Where they just tariffed Chinese EVs. Now they're getting a bunch of tariffs on their shit. And they're like, wait, what? Like you look at, Spain and France both voted for the European or the Chinese EV tariff. And now they're trying to back out of it because they have big industries that sell things to China. In this case, pork and brandy. And they're like, wait, we're losing these jobs. So there's a back and forth. All I'm saying, there's a back and forth. There's more effects. And so if you have a geopolitical rival like China, maybe it's worth it. Fuck it, we have to get this important industry. Let's do it. But if you have an ally like Japan or the UK or Germany or France, and then you're doing it to them, not only are they mad at you, not only are they having people in their country go like, what the fuck, American tariffs, let's compete, but it's also raising your prices on this shit. That's why it's stupid, right? That's why it's dumb. That's why I won't say, I'll just say why I think it's ill-advised. But we'll watch. We're gonna watch what he actually does, right? Because so many things get talked about in the run up to an election. It's like that student council story I told, where people just say whatever. They say we'll have no income tax. Well, everything's gonna be great, and then candy's gonna rain from the heaven, and you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what happens. But if there's a fast movement in the first 100 days to try and do this shit, we'll see how it plays out. Once Europe realizes they no longer have a friend in America and they can't rely on them, they're gonna reopen ties with Russia to get energy. And they're going to start trading a lot with China. And then they're going to realize we don't need America. Honestly, it's going to happen because once you have China for manufacturing and Russia for energy, you don't actually need, what do we give them? We give them Facebook. We give them Facebook. We give them Google. We give them, that is what they get out of, we give them iPhone. But they'll get Huawei phones, bro. There's a real strategic advantage that Europe is willing to bend over backwards for recently to help America. And they're going to wake up to, they don't need it. And then we're going to not have Europe in our corner, and it's going to be alone. We'll always have Canada. We will always have Canada. We will actually always have Canada. That's true. They can't do anything about it. From what I've heard in Europe, they do the yes. Yeah, but they're realizing it doesn't make any sense. The one thing has been the US is kind of covering their backs militarily. They get to not spend as much on defense, and then America covers their backs militarily, and so they can spend that money on social programs. But because of that, America gets incredible influence over Europe's whole policy. So once Trump, and I think it's very short term, goes, all right, you guys gotta start paying for your own military. Well, once they do that, it's like, okay, why do we need America? What? Then they just start getting energy from Russia and they get goods from China. You know what I mean? It's just, we're coming off very unreliable. Do you think Elon will get sued for buying votes? Honestly, Elon, as much as I find the guy to be pretty insufferable, especially lately, has an uncanny ability to bet it all on black, to bet everything he's got on black, and then it hits black. He bet everything. I mean, had Kamala won this election, he would have been so cooked. And I don't think he will face any consequences for his monetary offerings. Not only do billionaires rarely face consequences, but billionaires that are closely aligned with the new president who has a sweeping majority of the House and Senate. But we'll see. We also see like the one major thing you might have learned from the first presidency is that people, even people that agree with Trump ideologically, have a tough time getting along with him and working together. You know, like Mike Pence did not change his beliefs at all, but he doesn't want to work with Trump. So it's possible that Elon and Trump don't get along as easily as they thought. We'll see.